What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about the Sitka Gear VentLite GTX boot. These launched earlier in 2025 along with the back 40 boot. It's kind of Sitka's way of throwing their hat in the ring as far as it goes for footwear. So if you've been around the channel for a little while, you know that I got the back 40 boot back in September. I did a review on them. I sent them back. I gave them like a 3 out of 10 stars. They did not fit well. My feet felt like I had balloons on them, and I could already feel my feet just starting to sweat, and I knew it wasn't going to work for me. So I sent them back, and I kind of swore off Sitka Gear's footwear altogether. Then a buddy of mine convinced me to try out the VentLite GTX boot, and so I went and tried them on, got a pair, and I'm going to tell you all about them. Before I do any of that, please drop down below really quickly, like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment, tell me where you're from. Hit us up on our socials, Instagram, TikTok. If you have any questions for me, Instagram is probably the best way to reach out to me. So the VentLite GTX boot, I'm not going to get into a whole list of covering the sciences and making this into a commercial. I'm just going to cover the sizing. I know you guys are interested in the sizing. I'm going to talk about the comfort level of these, and then I'm going to talk about the actual performance. I've had them about a month. I've used them whitetail hunting. I've used them out on the water, in a boat, saddle hunting. I've done a bunch of them. So I feel like I'm going to be able to give you a pretty honest review. So before we do any of that, housekeeping really quickly, they're going to come in sizes 6 through 14. They do not come in any wide or narrow sizes, just kind of a true 6 through 14. Color options, you're going to have 3 different solids. I went with a solid brown. They also have timber, marsh, elevated to, and cover. So primarily you guys that waterfowl or whitetail hunt, these are going to be right up your alley. So let's talk about the sizing really quickly, because I know a lot of people are going to have those questions. I'm a size 12 in everything. I bought a size 12 in these, and they fit me perfectly. They have a good lockdown to them. My foot doesn't slip. I believe that whatever you wear in like a Nike, you would wear that in these boots. If you're a tweener, like 11 and a half, just go with a 12 so you can put some bigger socks on. My foot doesn't slip too much. The lockdown's good. I'm very happy with a size 12. That's what I wear in everything, and that's what worked for me in these boots. They do come up they're obviously knee boots. They are a little wider up at the top, and there's no strap on the back like you guys that are used to wearing like Alpha Burley Pros. There's no strap in the back to kind of tighten them down. They just kind of do their own thing, but it hasn't seemed to bother me at all. I've been able to tuck my pants into them, or then pull my pants over the top of the boot with no issue. So sizing, true to size, right? If you're a 10 and a half, 11 and a half, just go the size up. I think you'll be good to go. Next on the agenda is going to be comfort. And now all the way around, as far as the comfort, comfort is where they really shine, because they are Gore-Tex and they do have Primaloft insulation. So there's a wide variety of weather that you can wear these boots without either getting too cold or too hot. Anything from the 60-degree mark and then down below zero. These are things you're supposed to be rated for. The Primaloft insulation is going to keep your feet warm, but with them being Gore-Tex, they're going to be breathable. So you're not going to have that old school rubber boot feel where your feet are going to get sweaty and the moisture is going to get trapped. They call them the VentLite boots because, well, I don't know why they call them that. I haven't really read or done anything, or looked at anything, but my thought is, looking at them, is that on the top you see the Gore-Tex, just like Gore-Tex triangles, and I feel like I can just feel the moisture evaporating through that, right? I've worn these, like I said, on the lake, in the boat, saddle hunting. I did a public land saddle hunt last week where I was a mile back in there through some pretty heavy terrain. It was cold that morning. I set till lunchtime, so all morning, and then a mile hike back, and never once were my feet cold. It was in the high 30s that morning, so I hiked in, crossed a couple different creeks. My feet were dry, and also my feet did not get sweaty on the inside. So comfort level, the Gore-Tex lets your feet breathe. It was really, really nice. Also, they got kind of a athletic, not the kind of, have a very athletic feel to them. So like we talked about rubber boots, Alpha Burley Pros, they're kind of stiff around the ankles. These are not. Your ankles are able to move very comfortably without rolling them. But, you know, putting up climbing sticks and whatnot, you know, it feels great. Hiking up and down hills feels great. Getting in and out of the boat feels great. The comfort is there. The insole is nice and plush, feels good. So just a combination of the Primaloft insulation, the Gore-Tex, which allows the foot to move more inside the boot, or the boot to move with the foot inside of it. It's like I said, it's wearing a pair of tennis shoes out there, but you feel really, really protected. So on the comfort level, I definitely give them like a 9 out of 10. They're very, very comfortable, and I highly recommend them from a comfort standpoint. Last thing we're talking about is the actual performance of the boot. And when I think of performance of the boot, I think of, can I walk a long way without my feet hurting, rolling my ankle, or slipping? And that's a big one for me, is the slipping. In and out of a boat, am I going to slip? I hunt up in the mountains a lot, so I cross creeks. There's a lot of slippery rocks up and down those hollows. Am I going to slip? Am I going to cross a creek and slip? And these have done great. It's got the Vibram sole on them. They non-slip. I didn't have any issues. Very protective boot. I've done several saddle hunts in them. Like I said, in and out of the boat. Banged my feet up pretty good, and my foot feels protected, but I feel like my foot is responsive. Like I'm able to climb my stick ladders with no problem. I'm able to get around on my platform with no problem. So as a performance, or from a performance standpoint, these things really do knock them out of the park. All right, guys, appreciate you stopping by. I hope you like my review of the Sitka Gear VentLite GTX Boots. I love these boots. I can't wait to use them more. I'm actually really excited about using them. I'm really excited about using them in duck season here next month. All the way around, comfort, sizing, performance, I give them like a 9 out of 10. I'm not really sure what they were doing with the back 40 boot. They just kind of crapped those out just to give people a rubber boot option. They should have never done that. Because it kept me from trying these boots, because I didn't like the back 40 boots so bad that I didn't even want to try these until somebody suggested them to me. So I don't know how many people that may have happened to, but if you didn't like the back 40, or you don't like traditional rubber boots, give these a shot. Now, if you have a pro pricing account, last time I checked on the website, you could not use a pro pricing account to get a discount on the VentLite GTX boots. Word around the campfires, if you go into a Sitka store and you use your pro pricing account, you can get a little bit off of these boots. Don't quote me on that, but that's just what I heard. So if you're in a Sitka store, you have pro pricing, you may want to see if you can get something off of these boots. Anyways, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you drop down below, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Lots more coming. And as always, we thank you guys for stopping by.